So how did you know Tupac and Suge was in the black BMW?
He was hanging out the window.
Tupac?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He had half his body out the window. Yeah. Just, that Bay Area.
The rapper was shot inside of a BMW while stopped at a red light on Koval and Flamingo. And we all know the story. He then died 6 days later. The shooting happened after a Mike Tyson fight against Bruce Sheldon at MGM Grand. And then there was a brawl inside of the lobby right after that fight. Tupac was in the car with Marion Suge Knight, who was grazed by a bullet. No one has ever been arrested for Tupac's murder.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. We have a search warrant for the resident. You can come out with your hands up.
Video from Las Vegas Metro Police shows SWAT officers rolling up to this house in Henderson. It's about 10 at night on July 17th, and investigators have a warrant to seize items from Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe D. Documents and marriage records the 8 News Now investigators reviewed show the house is listed in Davis's wife's name.
I need you to put your shoes on, put shoes on all the kids, and if you do me a favor, I need you to come out to the garage.
One officer's video rolls as he talks on the phone to the woman inside.
Please don't shoot me. No, I'm not going to shoot you, I promise you.
Several minutes after police arrive with lights and a bullhorn blaring, the garage door opens and a man and woman appear. Sources say the man, the person on the right, is Davis.
Put your hands up. Sir, you need to put your phone down. Put your phone down. Put your hands on top of your head. Hands on top of your head right now. Hold on, my lawyer. Hands on top of your head.
Davis and the woman then get handcuffed.
Just me and my wife, man.
And ask why police are even there.
Who are you looking for?
It's not necessarily who, but what. The warrant the 8 News Now investigators obtained mentions copies of Davis's book, computers, and other personal items, possibly tied to Shakur's murder.
I didn't think there'd ever be any more steps taken in this case. It's 27 years old. I can tell you exactly why it happened. It's happened because of Keefe D running his mouth.
Keefe D is the uncle of Orlando Anderson, the man who police have long believed shot and killed Tupac Shakur. Anderson died shortly after Tupac in an unrelated shooting in L.A. According to former LAPD detective Greg Kading, Keefe D told police that his nephew killed Tupac. They never charged Keefe D because he was helping with the investigation. But recently, Keefe D has written a book and made TV appearances detailing his involvement in Tupac's death.
Bragging that he's the one who handed Orlando Anderson a gun, and subsequently that gun is used to shoot Tupac. So he's openly saying that he's, a significant part of this whole murder. How many times are you going to go on TV and say that before somebody's going to have to take some sort of action?
Carroll also says he believes this would still be a difficult case to prosecute. Most people involved except Keefe D are dead, and the retired Metro officer says there's very little physical evidence left. The search warrant states police recovered laptops, computers, photographs, and documentary items from Keefe D's home. They also recovered .40 caliber cartridges or bullets.
If they can match them up and say, wow, these are the same type of rounds that are in Tupac, obviously that picks things up considerably. Will that happen? I think probably not 26 years later, but certainly it's something that they're going to have to take a look at.
Mr. Davis, sir, what is your full name?
Wayne Keefe Davis.
How old are you?
60.
How far did you go in school?
I did like a year in college.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said?
UCLA.
Do you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcoholic beverages at this time?
Oh, ma'am.
Do you understand the proceedings that are happening here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you familiar with the one charge that you're facing?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that charge?
Yes, ma'am.
As to that charge, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Sir, you have the right to have a jury trial set within 60 days. Would you like to invoke or waive that right?
Wait.
Okay.
Yo, what it is, people, we is back. Never down, keep it G News. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something, y'all. One thing about murder and murder charges, if you was to ever get in that type of situation, is there's no statutory limit on it. They can charge you with a murder 50 years down the line. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I'm going to talk about a situation that I seen with my own eyes where they charged this guy that was 80-something years old. He was on the run for like 30 years. It was crazy. I witnessed it. But with this situation, y'all, we talking about Keefe D. Now, I done made a few videos about Keefe D, y'all, but I don't think I really was honest about how I really feel about this. You know, I joked him on numerous occasions. I'm gonna joke him in this video. Because what he did, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real. It's like, come on, Keefe D, what was you thinking? Like, I get he probably needed the money. You know, money rules the world. You know, money make the world go round. I get it. You can't survive without it. But you don't put your life on the line. You know, and I know people take penitentiary chances every day, but I just think in this situation, yo, this is not a chance that Keefe D should have had to take, given the fact that Tupac was killed in '96. You know, but he been in court going back and forth. You know, he pled not guilty. I think he got denied bond, but he's still trying to get his bond together. You know, I think they got a $100,000 bond on the table. That's what the defense is saying that their client deserved. But when he was in court yesterday, look what happened, y'all. Prosecutors are telling a Nevada judge that witnesses may be at risk in the case of a former Los Angeles area gang leader charged with orchestrating the killing of hip-hop music icon Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas more than 27 years ago. A court filing submitted Thursday urges the judge to keep Dwayne Keefe D. Davis behind bars until trial, alleging that a list of witnesses was given to Davis' family members and that Davis' son told the defendant during a recorded jail telephone call that a green light order had been given. In Davis' world, a green light is an authorization to kill, prosecutors said in court filing. This caused enough concern that the federal government stepped in and provided resources to at least one witness so he could change his residence, the prosecutors wrote, calling the October 9th jail call evidence of credible threats to witnesses that demonstrate both a conscience of guilt and that defendant poses a danger to the community. There is no reference in the court filing to Davis instructing anyone to harm anyone or to anyone associated with the case being physically harmed. Prosecutors were not immediately available Friday for comment. One of Davis' court-appointed attorneys, Robert Aurora, said he and co-counsel Charles Cannon were reviewing the prosecution's allegation and intended to respond in court on Tuesday. A hearing is scheduled on Davis' request to post a $100,000 bail and remain on house arrest until his trial in June. However, after our initial review of the phone call in question, we failed to see when witnesses were mentioned, Aurora said, let alone threatened. Arroyo and Cannon argued in the bail request filed December 19th that Davis, 60, poses no danger to the community, wouldn't flee to avoid trial, and is not getting proper medical attention in jail following colon cancer diagnosis that he said is in remission. Keefe D keeps shooting himself in the foot, y'all. He could have took his little prideful or his immunity deal, whatever it was at the time, and just ran with it, you know. Kept it on the low. But I get it, you know, the internet then progressed and people want to tell their story. You know, it's his story to tell. But you don't tell a story to the point that puts you in prison, yo. It's like, come on, Keefe D, let's be real. But now he's on the jail on the jail call, talking reckless. Now, they don't really specify what was actually said. I know they say something about a witness list that his son had and talking about a green light. But it's like, come on, Keefe. You're 60 years old, man. Like, you should know good and well that you can't talk on them jail phones. Especially you, a high-profile inmate. You know, it's different when you ain't high-profile, even though you really shouldn't be talking on them anyway. They tell you they record it and they will listen. We've seen it on numerous occasions. But yet and still, you got Keefe D, 60 years old, with colon cancer, probably won't even live to see another 30 years. And he's talking on the phone, yo, and now it's affecting his bail. Now, I don't know if this is just an attempt by the prosecution to try to make him look bad and railroad him, because they can't do that in these hearings. They don't really got to provide too much information. That's up for the defense to do their own investigation, and he's dealing with a public defender, so I don't know how much investigating they're going to do. Even though he a high-profile guy, so this can make or break, well, this can make the defense, public defender career. You know, this can elevate him to bigger things if he can put on a good show or a good case for his client. You know, so I don't know what evidence they got, because they really just gave a description of what's going on. It could have just been a phone conversation, could have just been a few words. You know, he could have actually said something wild. But even still, he should have known better. But this is how I really feel about it. Now, Keefe D is 60 years old, y'all. This situation right here is not justice for Tupac at all. You feel me? What threat does Keefe D pose to the public? At 60. at 60, I'm sure he don't still have that influence on the game no more. You can tell, look at him, you know, he's struggling. He don't even got a lawyer. That means he's not dealing with a lot of money. So how you gonna have the influence without the money? I know it's possible, but goddamn, like you would think that if he was this guy that they trying to make him out to be, that he would still have people in his pocket or people that at least do something for him when he need it done. Monetary wise, I ain't talking about nothing crazy. But I seen this before, y'all. It was a guy in Maryland penitentiary system, y'all. He was escaped for like 30 years. 30 years, y'all. By the time they caught up with this man, y'all can look it up, man. By the time they caught up with this guy, he was in his 80s. Man, this guy was walking around the prison. I'm talking about like 1 foot in front of the other. He couldn't move. And it was sad to witness, yo, that they really locked this man back up, yo, where they could have just let him go. It's like, yo, he haven't been a problem all these years. All right, he did whatever he did. All right, you guys serve your time. But at the end of the day, yo, they do show compassion when they decide to. They never arrested Carol Baskins after she admitted that what she did with Emmett Till was out of order and she lied on him. They let that woman die in peace. But with Keefe D, at 60 years old, they want to send him to prison for the rest of his life. And it's like he already cooperated. He gave y'all some information that y'all needed. Why come back years later and lock him up? Yeah, I know he was stupid. I know he was senseless. But goddamn, yo, they had a decision to make. And they didn't have to lock Keefe D up. Now they trying to keep him in prison. It's like they just trying to prove a point, yo. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I think Keefe D deserves a bail. I don't see Keefe D as being no danger to the public. Not at 60 with colon cancer. It look like to me he was living life as a grandparent. You feel me? He ain't actively out here gang banging. And this is messed up, yo, because he only do it to us, yo. Like, if you're going to lock Keefe D up, they should have locked Carol Baskins up, too. Straight up. Now, if they would have locked up, I would have had no problem with what they saying, what I see going on with Keefe D. But I told y'all I've seen this before. Now, the guy that I'm talking about, eventually they did release him. I think they kept him for, like, close to a year, 8 months, yo, because it was pitiful, y'all. It's like y'all spending more money keeping this man in jail than y'all actually making, because I'm sure his medical bills is expensive. Like, the man was 80, y'all. 80. On a cane, could barely walk. And they locked this man up for at least 6 months, yo, before they decided, you know what, let's just let him go. But we'll see how this play out with Keefe D. Ultimately, he put himself there. But at the end of the day, the state of Las Vegas, Nevada, they had a decision to make. You know, they didn't have to pursue this. But let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Do y'all think he really got the influence to pull something like this off? Or could he just been talking? You know, should this threat really been taken serious? Was it a threat at all? They could just be trying to play politics with him with the prosecution. You know, they can lie. You know, or not lie, but stretch the truth in these type of hearings because the judge is not really going to look into it. It's just to bear with it. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. This is another day of Keep It G News.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.